Okay. Good evening. And I'd like to welcome you to the Spring Glen Theater Arts Ministries production of Two Bards with One Stone. My name is Dick Smith, and along with Colleen Shaddox, who's sitting here, we are the co-directors, and she's the author of this wonderful play. I'd like to say a few words about the presentation you'll see this evening. And the Shakespeares, as you see, is a staged reading of the play. That means the actors appear with script in hand, but they've rehearsed it so much that they understand the character and they know the relationship with other people in the play. There is no scenery and no costumes. That's up to you. So turn on that little imagination and there'll be wonderful costumes and beautiful sets in your head. Okay, so without further ado, we present the Shakespeares.
Now my charms are all o'erthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint. Now 'tis true I must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got, and pardon the deceiver, dwell in this bare island by your spell, but release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free.
And so I said to her, "Thou art quite mistaken, I'm sure, Mistress Barclay." What say you to that, Will? Will? Will!
Oh, pardon me, my dear. Sometimes in my amazed rapture at the melody of your voice, the matter of your speech escapes me.
I told Mistress Barclay that she was quite mistaken, because you will be in church with the family this Sunday.
Did you wager on it?
Heavens, no.
Good woman.
William, you are not in London.
I had noted it.
Well, it does not do in Stratford to conduct oneself like a pagan.
My dear, I was scarce planning to make sacrifices to the gods.
Except perhaps Bacchus.
Good day to thee, mother, father.
Good day, child. How fares your husband?
Well, Tom is at his labors.
And noble labors they are. I thought to visit him after I finished my chat with your dear mother.
You thought to visit him?
Aye.
Wherefore?
I'm quite fond of the lad. He hath ever been a good husband to our Judith, hath he not?
And John hath been a good husband to Susanna, yet you speak not of visiting John.
John is a physician, and his work demands privacy.
And Tom is a vintner, so his work demands company, yours most especially.
Mother, I'm sure father...
Heartless woman! I thought only to take the lad under my wing, to be a father in truth as I am in law, and thou hast sullied mine intent with suspicion's rank. I'll no more of it.
How did that man ever earn his bread as an actor?
He holds my Tom, but lightly in his affection. He said Thomas Quine's society is like his wine, providing no joy, but enforcing sleep upon all men who partake of it. Susanna laughed at that, mother.
Oh, well, she is her father's child.
I am not.
Oh, you inherited his virtues. Susanna got the greater measure. She inherited his faults.
Has father virtues?
Aye, there's some good in all men.
What be father's virtues?
Oh, your father is, well,
He is apt.
aye, but apt is not a virtue. Wise is a virtue.
But father is not wise.
No, never wise. Yet the creatures of his imagination are many times wise. I ask myself, how is it that William can invent people who are chaste, noble, reverent, and yet he is none of these things?
Perchance someone else wrote father's plays.
That would require a comrade both diligent in labor and discreet in discourse. There are none such among Master Shakespeare's acquaintances, I assure you, child.
Well, let us not prattle about father on such a beautiful morning. Will you come to Master Thornby's shop with me? Tom has given me leave to buy new curtains for our closet.
What a joy it must be to have a kindly husband.
Well, curtains were my idea. I could easily make Tom think my schemes are his own.
Why, Judith, you surprise me.
Since my own schemes show far more cunning than Tom's, would you not say that it is a kindness on my part to give them over for his claiming?
Perhaps there is some of your father in you, lady.
Oh, my soul drinks deep of yours and is refreshed. I know not how I live a day outside your company.
Yet you manage passing well for most of my days.
Dear Susanna, you hold it hard against me that I was so oft in London.
Indeed, I do not. I cannot. You were born to be forgiven, Father.
Is it so? Then were I born to offend.
So are we all, and as sinners all bound to forgive each the other.
I test the quality of mercy more than most.
And then so to know you is an invitation to practice Christian virtues.
You mock me.
Then you must forgive me.
I'll do more. I shall reward you.
Oh, Father, it is handsome.
And so belongs around a handsome neck. Here, let me put it on you.
Discover your play to me.
Oh, 'tis not my play, mistress. I'm a retired gentleman, merely summoned back in my dotage to help a green author whose muse had abandoned him.
Did this muse choose well to abandon this fellow?
I would have abandoned him as well if my purse allowed me to choose art or commerce. But your mother would have new linens, and thus I am thrust out of the peace and quiet of Stratford for the loud temptations of London.
This is novelty. You spurning loud temptations.
Thou art saucy, my girl.
Tell me about the play.
It is called Two Noble Kinsmen. It is after a story by Master Chaucer,
That's a good start.
but not a good end. 'Tis a silly story. Two fellows contest for the love of a lady.
Which does she choose?
The choice is not hers to make. They duel.
Loves she the victor?
Not for long. The victor is crushed by a horse.
Crushed by a horse?
That bit was not mine.
I thought not, Father. This is the loveliest necklace, Father. Did you perchance bring anything for Judith or Mother?
Yes, my mouse. I remembered your good counsel and I brought home some trifle for everyone. This is for Judith.
It is very fine. She will be pleased.
And this for your mother.
Father, that is wicked.
Oh, it is a most fitting remembrance for a woman of her years.
Can you and she not live in peace?
Marriage is the end of every comedy and the beginning of a great many tragedies.
Need it be so?
We lived in peace, passing well, when I was in London and she in Stratford. But she threatened to sue me for desertion if I abandoned not the stage for this prison.
Is it so vexing to recreate here and live off the riches of your art?
My dear child, the riches of my art can never be transported beyond the bounds of the theater. All I have left of it is gold, which is as dust to me.
Something more than dust, I think.
I spoke so as to create an effect.
Will the father take advice from the child?
Having such a wise child, I will.
All mother wishes in this world is not to hear whispers as she passes, to be a respected matron in Stratford.
Well, who would settle for so little?
So little? I dare say. Many women have less and few more. What would you have her do? Go to London and perform for the Queen? Women's lives are smaller, though I believe our cares are equal to the men's.
Do not trouble yourself, dear. I shall be propriety itself. I shall endeavor to become a select man and send libertines to the stocks.
No.
Oh, you laugh?
Be thyself, dear father.
The girls are fine and the air is
Just
brown,
be kind
which
to
no
mother.
one can deny.
What
Deny,
noise without?
Deny.
Oh! God give ye welcome! You are most welcome. My lady, lay a table of celebration, for we have guests.
They are not guests, they are actors.
Ah, this must be Mr. Shakespeare. My lady, forgive my liberty, for your affectionate husband has so oft spoke of thee. I feel we are a long acquaintance. I am Edmund Johnson, a humble player.
Mistress, I am Henry Gordon, also a poor player, and most pleased to make your honored acquaintance.
This is my daughter, Susanna Hall.
Well, one to play the father and one to play the young man. All we lack is the fool. Ah, but my lord is here, so we are complete. Yet, to my sorrow, there can be no play, for Master Shakespeare and I must away to church.
Wait, what say you?
Master Shakespeare and I must away to church.
All's well then. Henry and I never miss church.
I don't miss it in the least.
Yes. Most pious fellows are Misters Johnson and Gordon. You'll find them much in sympathy with your own ghostly disposition, my lady. Let us away, then.
You propose to seat these players in our pew?
All God's children, my dear lady.
That Gordon fellow looks mildly unnatural.
Some of my chiefest friends are mildly unnatural.
We shall be a laughingstock.
Laughter is as a small eruption of heaven in the human breast, woman. To provoke laughter is the work of angels. Aye, all fools are God's fools, is it not so?
Oh, do speak sense, William. Gentlemen, your piety does you credit, but even piety must yield to common sense.
Must it?
Indeed, sir. You've traveled long, and I fear the rigors of prayer would exhaust your honored selves and make you fall ill. After all, good men must preserve their strength to do God's work.
'Tis well said.
Oh, I doubt these good fellows give a care for their poor bodies. Look at them. No, it is their souls that they treasure. Come, friends, we must to church, lest we be late.
Father, be guided by your good lady's counsel. Pray remain here with these gentlemen. I shall go to church with mother.
Ah, well, I obey thee in all things, my lady.
Obey me. Oh, Susanna, we who have witnessed miracles must give thanks at God's altar.
Pray for my soul, beloved.
Do not overtax me, William. Come, Susanna.
She was my model for Caliban. Why do you stare at me so?
You amaze me, Will, or should I say, Master Shakespeare. You look every inch the prosperous householder, counting his shillings and kicking the cat.
Your good lady had every expectation you would to church with her. Have thy own pew, Master Will, with their name in gilded letters?
And a nice joint of mutton waiting for Sunday dinner.
God save the king.
And all good Christians.
You do wrong me with your jests. I merely said...
Master Shakespeare, will ye be wanting cakes or pudding after the joint? Cook has left both for ye.
Pudding. And lay 2 more places for dinner. You'll be eating your fill of mutton, I warrant. There's nothing noble in hunger.
Master Will speaks truth. I've been hungry often, but never was nobler for it.
You may be the greatest glutton in all Christendom for all I care, Will, and no worse a man for it. My quarrel with you is that you left the theater.
Oh, there's more to that tale than you know.
If I had your art, I should lock myself away and write day and night. I should not waste the least part of so great a treasure. But you, at the height of your powers, you decided
I decided nothing! Matters were decided in my stead. And lecture me not about what you would do with my art. You have not my art, and you cannot know. You cannot know.
Know what?
Leave me.
Master Will, forgive us. We offend when we meant to come in friendship.
I know nothing of friendship, only duty. Be a husband, a father, an author, a player. I once tried to be a man. Disaster ensued.
Disaster?
It's before your time, lad. It's all very ancient now. And I am a churlish old man to treat you so after your journey. Forgive me.
No, Will, forgive me. My words often o'ertake my judgment.
We are reconciled, Ned. Now, let us sit and talk of the great world.
Well, that's why we've come, Master Will. We're going out into the great world.
'Tis true, Will. We sail in 3 months' time for the West Indies.
To live among kindred savages.
Quite, but we'll be having our joints of mutton, too.
And sugar. It grows like grass there.
And a fine theater.
Ah, now you have me.
Lord Oliver Berwick.
May
God grant him long life. A younger son, but nevertheless possessed by a mighty fortune, wishes to establish a plantation in the New World, far from his rather overbearing elder brother. Lord Berwick, may God grant him long life, loves the idea of an ocean between himself and his family, yet he's not so keen to be separated from London's theaters. So he's paying actors to come with him, a private troupe.
You'll spend the rest of your days acting out old plays in a drawing room.
It's to be a large drawing room with wages large enough to make me blush.
Make you blush, Henry. Well, that is something.
And they need not be old plays if we bring a writer with us.
They say the sand on the beaches is as soft as a babe's skin, and the water is like a jewel.
Bravely put, Hal. Here's thy writer, Edmund. Henry, Bard of Bermuda.
I'm no William Shakespeare.
Be grateful. Ah, my honored son, Thomas Quiney, husband to my daughter, Judith. Thomas, here are my fellow players, Edmund Johnson and Henry Gordon.
Ah, you're players then.
As I have said, Tom.
I like a play, but not so much as the bear baiting that comes afore.
'Tis difficult to compete with such entertainments.
Come, sir. As an actor, do you ever get to meet the bears?
No, Master Quiney, I do not wish to reach above my station.
The Lord Mayor is said once fed a player to a bear.
No.
So say many.
And the actor, I suppose, was killed?
As was the bear.
How so?
The man was so full of spleen, he did poison the beast.
Oh, such a sad story. I do hate to hear any creatures suffer.
Even a player?
No, I spoke of the bear. Oh, but the death of the actor was also most unfortunate.
Wherefore dost thou delight us with thy company, son Quiney?
Huh?
What do you require, lad?
Ah, yes.
Tom?
My lady bade me come to see to my father and his guests.
See to us?
Aye.
What said she, Tom? Come on, we're all of one heart here.
She said that I was to see that the players not drink the last drop in the house. Forgive, she means no harm. My lady's a woman of great scruple.
What a generous girl is my Judith.
Huh?
'Tis clear as water. She bade thee bring us more drink so that we should never reach the last drop. Sweet girl, so swift in her duty to her father.
Commendable.
A worthy woman. Thou art to be congratulated, Master Quiney.
Am I?
My dear girl would send us thy finest brandy.
Judith would.
Is she not her mother's daughter?
Precisely.
Well, so sorry to have held up your journey, Thomas. Now off you go. Borrow the pony cart, son. 'Twill make the journey swifter.
Thank you, Father.
'Tis a trifle, dear boy.
The hours you must while away in happy discourse with that youth.
Sir, you must to the West Indies with us. Think on it. Our patron is a man of most exquisite taste, and we shall be free to sing our best tune, like the birds of the air.
'Tis never winter, Will, and ripe fruit hangs from the trees for the picking. 'Tis like a return to the garden.
Alas, I am not fit for paradise.
As fit as any man.
There are demands upon me. Keep me in Stratford.
Berwick will make good your debts.
No, he cannot. Let's no more of this, lads. Come with me to the kitchen. There's ale for you.
Oh.
Good evening, wife. I thought you'd gone to bed.
No.
'Twas a most succulent joint today.
So said you.
My fellows from the theatre praised it. Thy lady sets a fine table, Will, they said.
Must you carry that picture?
You would rob me of such a small remembrance.
You've robbed me of more.
I have endeavored these 3 years now to be naught but what you wish me be. A man about town, a householder. I count my money and I complain about the weather. I'm rarely in London and then only in John's company. I've kept our bargain and let you give me no peace.
Peace. How I have wished for peace.
I recall a dark-eyed lady who desired bliss, not peace.
You blame me. Well, sir, you should indeed. I was a widow, a woman of experience. You were a boy, more hungry for knowledge than for love.
What's to blame, lady? Had we no joy?
Moments of joy. And then came years of letters. Forgive me, love, but the Queen commands a new play. Forgive me, love, but I must take the part of a sick player. Forgive me, love,
Do you
but
think that I could have supported my family in this style by staying in Stratford and making gloves like my father?
A glove maker gets no applause. That's the heart of the matter.
Gloves are dead things that can be shut in drawer and forgotten. That's the heart of the matter.
And so I am Master Shakespeare's gloves. Give me the locket.
Go to bed, Anne.
'Tis a pretty thing. Have you shown it to Susanna?
Think you that the image lives not in my heart?
All things fade in time, most especially passion. We of all people know that.
Dear one, what is the matter?
Father,
Is he ill?
he's just gone some 2 hours talk with me. He bade me tell him what sort of memorial he should commission for himself. Should it be carved of stone or wood, and what should be carved upon it, and so on.
Yes?
2 hours, John. 2 hours discourse about death. I believe he wishes it would visit him in haste.
Ah, I see.
He is so little himself.
Susanna, I count myself fortunate that our sympathies and natures are so much in harmony. In many marriages, in the interest of peace, some accommodation is made. Perhaps in time your father will come to embrace his life here.
'Tis not his life at all, John. He plays a part.
He is much altered.
He was never a father to me so much as a pet bird that would alight from time to time and charm me with his song. He is no longer a thing of the air now. It's an insult against his nature.
You are generous towards your father, dear.
That's as it should be.
Perhaps your mother will let the bird out of his cage for one of my trips to London. I'm called to consult there on a most interesting case. He'll come with me. We'll visit his old haunts. He shall be much restored. You shall see it.
You are so kindly. I'm ashamed I should be like this when I've good news for thee.
Good news? We'll keep it under lock and key, love.
I am with child.
You make this joyful announcement with tears? Susanna, you amaze me. A child? 'Tis blessed, blessed news.
I keep thinking,
Thinking.
this babe shall never know its grandsire. This respectable old man who consults with the casket maker and says naught that could offend a Puritan. I know not who he is.
Now, my love, a few days in London, and your father shall be thinking high thoughts and making low jests. He shall be restored entirely, and how he shall delight in our good fortune. He is the most doting of grandsires to our little Bess, is he not? Love, all will be well. Come, dry your tears. Let me take you home.
Ah, good day to ye. Hast seen my Judith?
No, Tom, she's not within. You're merry.
Oh, aye. I've just returned from London where I sold my port at a most advantageous price.
Congratulations, brother.
Oh, thank you, sister. And, please not to tell my Judith, but I went by the theater to see the bear baiting.
Father Shakespeare will be sorry he did not accompany you.
Well, aye, most especially because I saw his friends, Master Henry and Master Edmund, there.
How fared they?
Oh, far merrier than I, sister, for they sail in 3 days for Bermuda. A fine lord conveys them thither to enliven the new world with their plays. They are to live like lords themselves, so they tell me.
Strange that they said nothing of this when they visited father.
So said I, sister. But they say they did converse with Father Shakespeare about it in great earnest and begged him to voyage with them.
What said our father?
Well, that he was bound to remain in Stratford.
Truly?
Well, such is the love that he bears for you and my Judith and your honored mother.
Indeed. John, will you help Thomas find Judith? I must have some conversation with Father.
Thank you, sister. I need no help.
Oh, unless she's hiding.
Why should she be hiding?
Oh, 'tis the new fashion. All the wives are doing it. A trick to make us fonder.
I do not think Judith wishes me any fonder.
'Tis her pride deceives you thus. I warned, she is hiding. Try Mistress Clark's first.
'Tis clear across town, and she is not overly fond of Mistress Clark.
And so is the ideal place to hide. Get you gone, gentlemen. Judith does not like to be kept waiting. Father!
Susanna, I thought you'd departed.
'Tis you should be departing.
I understand you not.
You should be bound for Bermuda.
Oh, have those varlets spoken to you?
No. No. I came upon this by chance, and good fortune is. Father, you must be away. This life does not suit.
Would you be rid of your father?
My father has not been seen in 2 moons. This householder who struts about sober as a parson and grim as a schoolboy about to be switched, 'tis not thee, father. 'Tis some part you play, and badly too.
Everyone is a critic.
Why do you tarry?
Before I was a player, I was a man who married a woman. Certain obligations follow.
You married only because she was with child.
What gossip have you been listening to?
Father, I can count. Thy wedding day and my christening are both writ in the Bible, with scarce 6 months between. This masquerade was my doing.
Now, see here, lady. I am author of many things. Each one I cannot restrain myself from altering. A word less here, a change of phrase there. Thou art the one creation I could never wish amended. For you are perfection, all my pride and all my joy.
But my existence imprisons you here.
No, child, there's more to this story.
Tell me.
I would not sully your pretty ears. Trust, my dear, that all is as it must be. I have said I shall die in Stratford.
Yes, you shall, Father. Tomorrow.
And he came upon me and declared, "Aha! I have found thee."
That I did.
How found? I was in thy own kitchen making candles. It took no skill to find me exactly where I should be.
'Twas clever, knowing that I would seek ye in a less likely place first. Ah, but your art worked its magic, my lady, for never were you so beauteous as when I discovered you sweating over that kettle. Brother Hall, tell these ladies about the...
Tom, hold your tongue. John, your face is as a specter. You are greatly troubled.
Aye, madam, and now I must infect thee with my sorrow. Honored lady, thy husband is dead.
Dead?
May God rest his soul.
But he left here just 2 hours ago. He looked fit. Why, he even embraced me as we parted and thanked me for his morning tea and cakes. I thought it strange.
Well, perhaps he had a premonition and wished to part on kindly terms with thee.
What on earth befell him?
A horse. He was crushed by a horse.
Sir?
He bade me ride with him to London as he wished to discuss many things with me.
Like bear baiting?
As Susanna is with child again, he wished to impart me good counsel on being a father.
Peace, Judith. 'Tis easier to speak of raising a child than to perform the duty itself. I'll warrant he meant to give what aid he could.
He was on Percival.
You allowed him to ride Percival? Well, that horse is the very devil.
'Twas his most insistent wish, madam. We were a few miles outside of Stratford when Percival trod on a snake which bit the horse and startled him. He reared up and threw the good man. Percival stumbled atop him.
Did he suffer greatly?
Not a moment, lady. Death came on him swift.
I never thought to live beyond William. He was ever such a child.
We must fit his body for burial. Come, Susanna, 'tis our sad duty.
No, sister, you must not. His death, though free of pain, was most bloody. I would not have you look upon him. He had of late given much thought to his final rest. I believe you know he had James Porter fit him a fine coffin. The thing being at the ready, I did lay him in it and nail it most securely shut. I would not for the world that you should look upon these remains. Remember Father Shakespeare as he was in life.
Without these last offices to perform, I am quite adrift. I want occupation.
Let's to church to pray for the good man's soul.
What a noble suggestion. God bless you, Tom. Susanna, you've not said a word, child. How goes it with you?
My words are all gone.
John, see to her. Such a shock in her condition. We'll say the ghostly offices. You rest, daughter. Reserve your strength for the living.
Thank you, Mother.
You are a greater actor than ever trod the boards.
My loss is real. I shall ne'er see him again.
'Twas your plan, lady, your most insistent wish that sent him to Bermuda. You are his liberator.
But also his daughter. Go after them, John. See that Tom doesn't go peering into Father's empty box.
Oh, no, dear. I'll abide with thee.
My words alone are more company than I can bear. Be off with you, love. We'll speak anon.
Is it your true wish?
It is.
Adieu.
Heavens! You should be gone 2 hours by now. Why does the bird return to the cage?
I am a fond and foolish old man. I would see thee this one last time.
Be cautious, as much as thy nature allows. Bermuda is a wild place of land tigers and unwholesome air.
What will you tell my new grandchild about me?
I shall say, be proud, babe, for your grandsire was William Shakespeare. I'll need say no more than that, for your place will never cease to be admired.
I'll be forgotten in a year.
No, not by the world, and not for the world by me. Now go, or all our preparations will be in vain.
There is no one I love so well as thee.
Crushed by a horse. It seemed like the ending of an ill-conceived play.
Fortunately, madam, it was an exceedingly small horse.
Susanna, make it plain.
This deception was all my doing, none of father's.
Most untrue. The girl is blameless. 'Twas all my scheme. And by your leave, I know not ill-conceived. Crushed by a horse may serve passing well in a play. Should happen off stage.
William, hold thy tongue. 'Tis noble, the two of you fighting for the greater share of my wrath. I assure you, there is plenty here for both.
Father must go to Bermuda.
And he must die to make the voyage? William, you shall visit a warmer place when you depart this life. But it shan't be Bermuda.
Lady, I make no excuse, but throw myself on thy mercy. I was for Bermuda, where my friends have found us a patron who'll support us in our arts for all our days. I feigned death because, well, you know the cause. But I do repent, lady. I'll be domesticated as a cat, but I beg you not to speak aught that would cause Susanna pain.
Think you so little of my motherly feeling? Think you I would ever have shown the light on that which is best buried? I did menace to do it, but only in hopes that you would think about your actions and amend them as a good Christian man should.
I cannot discover thy meaning.
Then we are reconciled, Anne?
Shall we ever be reconciled, Will? I fear that is beyond our natures.
Not to speak aught that would cause Susanna pain, what is it would cause me pain?
Peace, daughter. It signifies nothing.
Is this about father and Lord Rossley?
Will, I never breathed a syllable, I swear to thee.
'Twas common knowledge, father, that you had lovers in London. I saw you and Rossley together once. It would have been easier to hide the tower itself than to hide your affection. When Rossley married, clouds hung over you for a full year.
You do not despise me.
Why despise?
The Bible hath never been one of my favorite books, the prologue being far too long and the principal character having too few lines. But I believe it makes mention of such things, and does not chronicle them kindly.
What is good and what is bad, I do not know. It's God's part to sit in judgment. All we poor mortals can be is true to ourselves and kind to our fellows.
That, child, is blasphemy. I blame your father's influence. Sir, for the sake of this family, I must ask you leave this house. Get thee far away, so far that thy prodigal morals influence not my Susanna.
How far exactly, lady?
Bermuda should suffice.
Then you give father his leave? This deception of mine was for naught.
'Twas bravely planned, lady, and I like it well. I've been a widow, and I've been a deserted wife. A widow keeps her own purse strings and needs not listen to wagging tongues.
You wish me to make my way spectre-like to the New World?
England will survive without William Shakespeare. Christen thyself anew and go entertain the savages.
Anne Hathaway, thou art a singular woman. I was never worthy of thee.
At last, Will, we are agreed on something. Now, make me no speeches. Get thee gone now before you ruin our daughter's knavish scheme.
Father,
Less a father than you deserve.
but there were times you played the part exceedingly well.
I'll say my Aves with watery eyes while my errant Lord's spirit flies. Where? To heaven, dear friends, for his heaven begins and ends with your gentle hand's approbation. In my widowed state, I find no distress. I am content to be mine own mistress. How rare it is for a woman to enjoy liberty. In granting wills, so the same comes to me. May his new world give him joy and ease. Pray, with your good hands, fill his sails with sweet breeze.
Thank you. Thank you. If I could just say a couple of quick words here. This was our final performance of a final reading of the Shakespeares. We had 2 in Branford, 1 last night and 1 tonight, and it has been a wonderful experience. Most of you probably know our co-director, Dick Smith, but you may not know our other co-director, who is also the playwright. That's Colleen Shaddox. She's right here. Would you stand up? Thank you for writing such a wonderful play and for giving us the chance to partake. Thank you. Now, we are going to take just about 15 minutes break to set up for the second part of the evening's entertainment. That is the Hamlet Thrill-mageddon, which, among other things, features some of the fastest costume changes in the history of theater. So please stretch your legs, use the facilities, and we will be back in just a few minutes. Thank you.